I know Elon talking about it concern us because it feel like, oh my goodness, Elon's going back into politics. It's a very muddy situation. The attack will come, the fake news will spread, FUD, and all that stuff. We understand that. But we're not the first time in this boat anymore.
The only way that I can really counter this is by increasing GDP as fast as I can with humanoid robots, which us Tesla investors get to benefit a lot here.
This is exactly the same argument as Amazon as a bookstore, right? You're arguing, basically Gary Wack is arguing, why are you not staying as a bookstore? You need to sell more books.
Well, I wonder which company out there has the most real-world video data. Do you know a company, Joseph?
I know.
I think
it's Waymo. Waymo, right?
Ah, yes. Of course.
Come on, man.
No, I knew it needs more LiDAR.
End of 2025 run rate is going to aim us to a double of income. Not counting anything else.
Welcome back, Joseph. Always fun to have you back on this channel. This is the third time now. Welcome back. For everyone who doesn't know who Joseph is, well, and if it's your first time viewing this channel, well, Joseph has also been on the Herbert Show and other shows as well, and he has his own YouTube channel, and I do follow him on X and YouTube as well. So, and the links are in the description, so I do recommend you guys to follow him. But Joseph is a very long-term investor in Tesla. He has 60,000 shares of Tesla, which is insane. And he's still buying, right? And you guys can check the video, car in the corner, on why he's still doing that. But hey, someone like that who has that many shares and continuing to buy, it puts me at ease, you know? So, but Joseph has some really interesting thoughts. So that's why he's a recurring guest on this channel, and he'll continue to be. And so we're going to start off with the most hottest thing that just happened today, or just a few days ago, when this video comes out. It'll just be yesterday from recording of this video, is Elon Politics. Like, what's going on with Elon? Elon is now that, you know, people are going on Twitter saying things like, the fallout has begun, and, you know, the breakup is beginning. Elon is no longer with the Republicans. This is incredible. Like, this is something that I felt it would happen anyways, because politics is politics. They will do whatever they need to do to, you know, just doing whatever they got to do. That's what I think. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Trump or Biden. They're going to do what they got to do. So what are your thoughts on this? This is interesting.
Yeah, I think it's always important to talk about things that concern us as investor. Yes, to me, it's always the most important thing to understand two major risks when you are a Tesla investor, right? Elon continue to be Elon, and government will do government stuff that potentially impact the company. So in this particular case, two things collide, right? Elon going into politics. But one thing we have to be sure is Elon will really continue to be Elon. Whether he got 15 balls in the air or 20, he will continue to address and try to tackle the problem he thinks is the most important and concerning, even within his company or outside the company. In this case, he's seeing an existential risk of America going bankrupt. So whether we like to talk about this topic, our CEO talk about it or not, this is a real issue. No matter how good the company perform, if fundamentally our government and our country is going bankrupt, there's really nothing nothing good can come out from the situation. I know Elon talking about it concern us because it feel like, oh my goodness, Elon's going back into politics. You're gonna get into a very muddy situation. The attack will come. You know, the fake news will spread, FUD, and all that stuff. We understand that, but we're not the first time in this boat anymore. We should understand and try to compartmentalize this feeling, knowing that when you invest in Tesla, this is just a fact. Elon will never stop being himself and speak the truth. I think the most important thing is the stuff he's saying, is it true or is it a lie? Obviously, in my humble opinion, he's obviously spreading the truth. 37 trillion national debt. It takes us about 25% of GDP to pay that off every single year.
That's great.
And we're only about paying interest, right? So it's a very tough situation we must address. the more people who openly talk negative about Elon, hating him on that, there are a bunch of us secretly really, really glad a person like Elon is shining the light to the most important issue at hand. Before the BBB, right, the big beautiful bill will pass, we still have time to add and subtract the budget and the spending. So I just hope that we continue to support Elon, because ultimately it's good for everybody, as American, as people who live here and have to pay that price.
Yeah, you know who's really enjoying this? The Democrats now. They're like, aha, now they're, the Republicans' ace card, which I think is Elon, is now saying, oh, no. But this is good because the public sees that, okay, Elon is not pro-Republican, nor is he pro-Democrat. He's neutral. Like, he's really neutral. He's always said that he's always been like, a Democrat, but he's always been more of a neutral Democrat. And how the Democrats have gone too far left and the Republicans have become the neutral party because of them going so far left. So I think this is good for the citizens. They get to actually see that Elon is actually a neutral person. He's not, how people like to call the N-word, Nazi, and all these other things that they call him. This is not the case. This is, we can see that, from their point of view, I hope they can see that, wait, this is not the case. This is not whatever Trump says is right or whatever the Republican says is right. It's like, no, this is not, what he's doing is right. He's being neutral and he's going against something that he's been sticking with since the beginning of the campaign around Republicans, to stop the spending, stop overspending and bring down the deficit. Don't stop putting on debt. Stop trying to bankrupt the country. Now, what's interesting here is that Elon tried with the Democrats, it didn't work. Now he's trying with the Republicans. It seems, yes, the woke mind virus has gone a whole lot less in the U.S. Thank goodness, and all that. That part is done. But when it comes to the finances and money, it looks like Elon can't do anything. He brought Doge. He's doing everything he can. But at the end of the day, the politicians will do what the politicians do, whatever they think is best. I don't think this is best, but whatever they think is good, they will do. But I think in Elon's point of view, he can't really do anything else. And he expressed his thoughts on X, saying that, well, the only way that I can really counter this is by increasing GDP as fast as I can with humanoid robots, which us Tesla investors get to benefit a lot here. But then again, even when that happens, even when you increase the GDP a lot, there's going to be more money for the politicians to spend, to waste, right? Now, Doge is there. I'm sure they will stop it, but I'm sure they'll find another way to waste it. I mean, this is just normal in all governments. It's sad to see. I thought we actually got somewhere with it in the U.S. government, but it seems like not really. So but it's good to know. At least that's how I'm viewing it. I don't know how you're viewing this. I'm curious to know, is that Elon now sees that, okay, I can't help the Democrats, I can't help the Republicans when it comes to this. I should just focus on my own companies. That's how I see it.
I think he's doing all of them. I think he's doing all of them, unfortunately, not just focusing on company. Yes, growing the economy is certainly important. You make the pie way bigger, make the debt relatively irrelevant. Totally the right approach. But I think at the same time, you also realize, as you said, if you keep wasting, it doesn't really matter how much money you make. You keep wasting, the pie get bigger. You just, buy a bigger bite into the pie, and you're still losing more money. So he also proposed that in upcoming November, vote them out. Rhino, Republican in names only, right? Rhino, vote the Rhino out. Those who are supporting this bill refuse to cut back the budget. They should no longer be remain in the position. He put it in the post.
I missed that post, but that's interesting. Yeah. I think Elon.
Just one more point. We always talk about cutting 9%, right? Which is $9 billion, which is like every department cut like 6% or something, and you can make the budget. Like let's say me and you, right? We're married, Pejjy, and we say we must cut the budget. We're spending too much money eating out. buying stuff. Pejjy, you and me, how about this? Everybody cuts 6% of our monthly expense. Do you think you can do it, Pejjy?
I think I could do it. Yeah.
I think I can do it. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
do a little bit, and then we can balance the budget. But even though it's such a doable thing, they refuse to do it. They refuse to go back down to pre-2019 COVID spending, budget. To me, it's wasteful, really wasteful.
And I kind of wish I knew why. I don't know. Do you have an idea? Like this. I mean, like in Canada, spending is ridiculous. I mean, we're spending $20 million to, and this is facts. There's an actual transaction with this. $20 million to, I think it's Uganda or Ghana, to show people how not to manure by the beach.
Yeah.
So and then of course the DEI and LGBTQ stuff as well in other countries, which is just ridiculous. I don't know.
Yes, there's two reasons. First one is there's no consequences by not doing so. There's no term limit. You can continue to get elected, and as long as you get enough votes. The way to get enough vote from the local district is providing a bunch of goodies and local funding to build a library, to build a better hospital. Yeah. So they're responsible to the constituent and lobbyists. As long as these two people continue to support and say, you're good to go, spend money on my side, they will continue to get elected. That's why term limit is so important. You can limit how many times they do a good job or bad job. Kick them out if they are, running out of time. But right now we have no term limit. Nancy Pelosi, she can continue to run for another 30 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the stock is reacting pretty negative about this news that, now Elon's going to get back to John. But again, I don't think it's that much importance, because now it's like, you try to help both parties. Now it's clear they don't want to help themselves. So it's like, I think Elon is just going to focus more on his company, and as well be involved. As long as Trump is in office, he'll still be involved with the government, but to a limit, I think. So that comes back to his goal of now being laser focused, demon mode, as he calls it, on trying to bring GDP up through Optimus bots and Robotaxi. So Optimus bots, I mean, that video came out with him cleaning, and I mentioned this in multiple videos and podcasts. It still amazes me today, showing them cleaning and cooking and vacuuming and taking out the trash. I'm just like, they are getting this ready for general use, not just for factories, which is mind-blowing to me, because I thought they're going to go by phases, but they're not. So that's a sheesh moment for me. So I mean, I had Boomer Mama on previously, and she's saying within the next 12 months we should see a rollout of the Optimus, and which is, I mean, I can't comprehend that. But what's your estimate? What are your targets like? What do you think about that?
I did see that coming already. I told you last time. When your company is limited by resources and money, you tend to focus on things that can commercialize the fastest. In that case, yes, repetitive job in a factory. However, if you're Tesla, you have hundreds, if not thousands of robots. You can do things in parallel. You have enough resources, manpower, and money. So while you have a team doing the manufacturing job, training the robot for factory, you can at the same time focus on home and day-to-day interacting with people and family member, take out the trash. All that stuff can all be trained in parallel. There's no point to wait on it. To me, that's important. That's why I say no. They're going to do it all together.
That's big. That's big. So when it comes to Optimus, it's hard. I mean, they said 5,000 by end of this year. Let's say 3,000, 2,000 by end of this year, and they're talking about a 10x that next year. So, what are your targets for 2025, 2026?
Me, it's also same thing. 5,000 end of 25, and then 50,000 2026. Remember, Elon also mentioned about there's going to be a collaboration with SpaceX. They're going to have a target to send Optimus to Mars. So definitely there's a 50% chance, he said, but the team will definitely focus on bringing the robot up to speed so they can do real work, not just like walking around, taking picture, but they actually maybe like setting up underground tunnel and living area or solar panel or exploration, that kind of stuff. So to me, it's extremely important. We will see very fast iteration and improvement in the next 1.5 years, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how the ecosystem of Elon's companies works perfectly in other planets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy for me to even say that, but the ecosystem of what Elon's company is doing, the SpaceX, the Tesla, Boring Company, and so on and so forth,
Yeah.
XAI, right? Grok, all these things, Starlink. Oh my God, it works. It's like he's already planned this from the beginning, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
If you look at the latest rendering of the Mars image, initially the city of Mars is on the surface of Mars. But
right.
if you look at the latest rendering, I think the city of Mars is half underground. So imagine you have a tunnel machine from Boring, and then you start digging tunnel by Optimus. By the time by the time human go there, you have a space you can live and start, planting and surviving there. So, which is crazy.
I'm commuting with like cybercabs or cyber trucks.
Yeah.
It's that this is why this is how Elon is serious about these things, when he's already thinking about all this stuff, which is crazy. And talking about the bots again is I mean, just recently, and I also made a video about this, is Jensen from NVIDIA CEO praising Elon multiple times over. Now, of course, some people are talking about that. Yeah, of course, he's praising Elon because he's buying a lot of stuff from him, and of course, he's a good customer. Of course, he's got to talk good about his customers. But the way he talks about it, it's not like he's talking based on factual stuff. He's talking based on what he's seeing, and the fact that he's calling Elon the self-driving technology and the Optimus gigantic opportunities and the leading AI company, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That makes me extremely bullish on all the products it does. NVIDIA, I mean, this guy is, they call him the godfather of AI.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when this guy's talking about, I'm praising Elon on the things that he's doing, you got to take a listen to, I mean, after listening to all his stuff on Bloomberg with Jim Cramer, CNBC, and some other podcasts, and always praising Tesla and what they're doing, why the heck would you still be short on this stock? I just don't understand it. Like
to me, there's one guy who has the greatest insight into latest R&D in AI, or basically any top computational related technology. It's Jensen. Did I tell you one interesting story about my former girlfriend? I don't think I did.
No.
Anyway, so hopefully my wife not watching this video, but just kidding. My former girlfriend is Taiwanese.
Okay. Oh,
and
nice.
Her sister's boyfriend is a Taiwanese from Stanford, postdoc, computer science, Stanford. So me and him used to talk about back in the day how crazy it is to study in Stanford. And then he said, NVIDIA is the company that always come to visit us in the lab. I'm like, what? Why a company like going to your school to do what? Well, they come here to understand what we're doing, what we need to build our software and the latest R&D stuff from Stanford. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Right. So I think about half a year ago, I also listened to a interview from Stanford. Jensen is very, very tapped into the latest, into the academic R&D. So the way ahead knows what will be needed in the industry, because the tip of the iceberg, the very tip of the spear, is working closely with him. So you can see Jensen is like next level. And also he talked about Colossus 2, which is like 1 million GPU AI cluster being built right now, should be done in 6 to 9 months in Memphis, Tennessee. That thing is 1 million GPU. I don't even know how to think about it.
It's crazy.
That GPU is not like this. It's not like this size. It's this size. 1 million. Yeah. And if there's one team can do it, it's Tesla. No doubt about it. And XAI team, and anything under Elon Musk company.
Yeah, Jensen has mentioned one specific interview. He's mentioned he said it correctly. I'm pretty much saying that Elon is the Tesla is the only one that can do this. Saying that in order to advance or to learn AI quickly and on scale, you have to give it a lot of video data.
Mhm.
Well, I wonder which company out there has the most real world video data. Do you know a company, Joseph? I mean, I can't think of one right now.
I
I think
know.
it's just the
It's
oh.
Waymo. Waymo, right?
Ah, yes, of
Come on,
course.
man.
No, absolutely. I knew it needs more lidar. Darn it. But he he said it so perfectly, and it's like which other company other than Tesla has this much data out there, real world data that can really fill and in the recent Optimus video, they said that, hey, we don't teleoperate anymore. We just feed it videos. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, they cracked the code on this as well.
I think his exact wording is what Tesla achieved is singular. Tesla is far
Mm.
ahead in self-driving cars. This is coming from the guy who working with another 20 partner doing self-driving car. And he's telling you he's the fastest. Like what else you need?
He's also doing it too. That's the crazy
Yeah,
part.
exactly.
That's incredible. Some if you guys haven't seen any interviews from Jensen, or I've made a lot of videos about this on the channel. You guys have to listen to him. Once you do, you will be scared to short Tesla. I'm telling you that right now. It's just it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, and it's not just Jensen coming out and praising Elon. It's so many other companies as well. I think recently GM just switched from the lidar stuff to neural nets, but good luck to them. And so many other companies are now focusing to getting neural nets, but they're so far behind. I don't even know how they can compete or even get ahead with Teslas. Teslas already have 7+ million. By the end of this year, will be 8+ million robots on wheels on the road collecting this much data. How is it even possible? I mean, I
And
don't
honestly,
know.
like for example, legacy auto like Nissan or something, right? They don't have resources or techniques to build their own FSD. So the smartest thing to do is really think outside the box and go work with Tesla. Right away, your
Yeah.
survival rate will increase by 50%. You have a new path going forward. But no, they just sit there and kind of, you know, twisting the thumb and hoping for the best. I don't get it, but I hope to hear
Yeah.
some announcements soon. Seriously.
Good luck to them. I mean, and I don't know. I'm double questioning the FSD licensing. I don't know if Elon or Tesla will even allow that because they want volume production. Don't know how that's going to look like in 2030 when you have cybercabs and robotaxi everywhere. Because I do believe that car ownership is done. I mean, in the future, once you have robotaxis everywhere, it doesn't make sense. At least for the new generation. For the older generation, they still want to drive. But for the new generation, they'll go like, I mean, even today, they're delaying to get their driver's license. They don't want to get their driver's license because there's Uber and all these other things. And that's a fact. Most people think I'm actually lying. No, this is actually a fact. If you look at the demographics today that do want to get their license, they don't get their license because they don't need to get their license because commuting has become so easy and accessible. What do you think is going to happen once you have robo taxis everywhere, 24/7, cheaper than flipping Uber and Lyft and all these other things? It's done. It's
In the old days, we still think, oh yeah, maybe Tesla need FSD licensing for revenue reason. But the more we think about it, the more we feel like they can do it all. Really, why license it out? And then the only two reasons they may do it is because of the concern about monopoly.
yeah,
Having every single vehicle out there with no alternative seems to be a little bit, monopolizing. The
yeah,
second reason is really for the betterment of other country who are not like domestic US, for example, a third world country with no other option, no other
yeah.
resource to do everything. Yeah, I understand that, but otherwise, I don't think we need I don't think Tesla need it.
Yeah, and I'm a guy who's against monopoly companies because it's really not fair. Because in Canada, our system in Canada is monopolized. Like if you come and
Mm.
see, we only have 5 major banks. That's it.
Yeah.
We don't allow. I don't know why Canada doesn't allow it, but they don't allow American banks to come so they can increase competition and bring the cost down for us consumers. For
Mhm.
telecommunication, we only have 3 companies: Rogers,
Yeah.
Bell, and Telus. We don't have Verizon. We don't have AT&T. We don't have any of these guys. And
Yeah.
so our phone bill, when we look at our phone bill, it's like $60, $70 every month. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's monopolized. Same thing with grocery stores and everything. And I'm against that. So, but in Tesla's case, because they're so far ahead, and you know, as Kathy Wood said many times, and Elon agrees with her, saying that 90+% of all robotaxi market will go to Tesla because they thought ahead, because they have the data. Now maybe the government may step in and say, hey, you can't do that. You have to split it somehow with everybody, so we don't have all these companies going bankrupt. That's the only way, as you said, through law and government, I can see it being split. But I don't know how that would split. Maybe he'll say, listen, you have to share the technology with everybody. You can't just hold it to yourself. But Tesla already has their patents open for anyone to copy them. So it's going to be very interesting. The future is going to be very interesting. And so, Robotaxi is literally this month. It's this month.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. The reason we don't really I keep thinking about why Tesla not really pushing it, promoting it more, make a big deal out of it. But if you think about it I'm a program manager, so I think about from a launch perspective, right? We, meaning Tesla, we don't need more spotlight, or we don't need any more hypes, right?
Yeah.
We just what we need right now is telemetry data and disengagement data and safety measurement data, miles between intervention, etc. We need data to prove that FSD working safely end to end. That's all matters, right? That's all that matters. Imagine you are in Tesla running a pilot program right now. You must think about how many vehicles I should launch. Okay, as small as possible, as small amount as possible, so we can control, right? For example, let's push out 10 vehicles in the Austin region. You're gonna have set up a war room, put all the engineer, all the QA people, all the data scientists there in the same place, monitor it 24/7, making sure it goes in the right spot, all the data, there's no safety or comfort related disengagement, making sure things are really, really, really working 100% accurately and safely. And then gradually you can expand, maybe okay, let's also cover the use case of charging, and then also take care of maintenance. I'm sure they're working on every single item right now, behind the scene. That's why we don't hear it yet, because things are happening. The moment we hear it, it's going to be ready to go for external customer. So hopefully by end of this month, we don't know when exactly. Some people say June 12th, but I don't think the official day is it's an article somewhere. So I don't want to put an exact date, but sometime in June, I'm pretty sure it's working in the background.
No, it's interesting because they've already started this robotaxi in Austin. People are already reporting cars without driverless cars. So it's already started. So I'm thinking maybe June 12th is when they start to invite maybe special. Even then, it doesn't make sense with 10 Model Ys. You don't want to have 100 people lined up just to go from point A to point B because you sat in a Tesla robotaxi for the first time. I don't think Tesla wants that either. So I think they just want to have a date to say that, hey, yeah, it's official. From now, we've started, and then maybe 2 weeks pilot training, and then we can slowly invite some people to come and increase the fleet from 10 to maybe 30, 20, whatever. And then by end of July, if everything goes smooth, they can increase it to 50 by 100. It's interesting to me that they're going to be starting with their own fleets first, like Tesla's fleets first, and then I think they're talking about next year. This time, anyone that has a hardware 4 with good, driving data, whatever it is, that has FSD, they can add it to the fleet. So I'm waiting for that to see what the numbers are going to be. But I'm more excited to see what Q3, okay, but Q4 earnings call is what the guidance and growth is going to be. Because that's going to be more. Maybe we'll get a Q3, but I think Q4 is more of a solid data, and it can set the record for all of 2026 and say, hey guys, base fare is this, cost per mile for now because we don't have much supply on the road is this. We will take this much as cut. And well, I don't think they'll say that because they have it's their own fleet of doing it. So I think they'll probably miss that part out. But everything else, so we'll get more data that Wall Street can put on the little cute spreadsheet so they can, add it to their valuations.
Yeah, I'm really interested how they're gonna roll it out, because I think initially gonna be employee and maybe the families of employee who own Tesla. It's easy to control that scope of people to report any issue back to the fleet. And then after that, maybe the friends and family of that initial group of people as a second group, and then gradually increase the amount of people gradually. And the ratio may be like one vehicle equal 10 customer. So you don't get into like crazy 1,000 waiting for 10 car. Maybe like 100 people and 10 car, that kind of thing. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also interested to see what Wall Street's going to react after we see actual Tesla robotaxis on the road. Because when you see things like that, but again, Wall Street doesn't care until they see numbers. After that, I think they'll realize that, the autos are not that important, but maybe not yet.
I think Wall Street care about also scalability. Current way of work, how scalable in a different city, or how fast it can scale. To me, it's like 100 car, no, maybe 1,000 car. Then now we're talking.
How many cars do you think, or how many robotaxis do you think Tesla will have on the road by end of this year?
Great question. I'll say about 500.
500.
500.
Okay, I think I'm more optimistic. Optimistic. I'm thinking 1,000.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking around 1,000. Maybe if things go completely right, I think 500 would be more realistic. But if we could see like 4 digits by end of this year, that would be phenomenal. That'd be phenomenal. That'd be really phenomenal. Sheesh. Man, I can't wait. So yeah, very exciting. Someone like me who went all in Tesla because of this very reason. It's a very good feeling to see this actually coming to life. It's very exciting, and I can't wait to see what how they're going to do it, and especially the FUD. I'm very interested to see what the FUD is going to be. But those are going to be the great buying opportunities. That's all I know. So
we're buying the stock because of future earning per share, not because the current earning per share. So.
Exactly. Facts. And speaking about future earnings per share, Tesla Energy is one that's being overlooked at, and I think we'll get surprised again in this Q2 earnings call or report again, what the numbers are going to be. I think it's going to be north of 10 gigawatt hours deployment, easy. Maybe reaching, because now you've got Shanghai coming online, I think, with Lathrop being at full capacity and Shanghai coming up. And you have, Powerwall being scaled up pretty fast as well. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be I think it's going to be a shocker number. I think it's going to be 15 plus gigawatt hours in this Q2. I think.
That's good. I'm looking ahead a little bit here. Tesla Nevada team already say they built 1 million Powerwall, which is amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing is yet to come, right? Shanghai is going to aim for 80 gigawatt hour by end of this year. And then Lathrop is 40 gigawatt hour by middle of this year. So let's say you have 120 potentially gigawatt hour production. That's crazy. We talk about revenue is between 35 to 60 billion revenue. Yeah. So give it a 20% net income, 20% margin. Net income is about 7 to 12 billion. So last year, we all know 2024 net income is about 7 for GAAP and 8.4 for non-GAAP. You potentially talk about double at full scale.
Just from energy.
Energy only. But that's our level of comfort, right? I mean, like, no more people talk about it. People don't talk about it. Great. Don't buy it.
Elon was talking about a third Tesla factory. Megapack factory. Yeah, you don't tell me you missed that.
I didn't know. Which the third one? Sorry.
No, he said that in Q4 earnings call that the third Megapack factory is coming in Austin.
Oh, right. Not yet, right? It's to be yet to come. Not
yet to come.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but he announced it, saying that we're already thinking about the third Megapack factory, which I think It will probably not. I don't know. I don't think it'll be bigger than Shanghai, but it'll definitely be bigger than Lathrop for sure. And not to mention, the current factories can be upgraded to do 60, potentially even 8 gigawatt hours if they need to be. So that is an amazing scale of just energy. That
Yeah. So the end of 2025 run rate is going to aim us to a double of income. Not counting anything else.
just from energy. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. Tesla is still a car company. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's absolutely that's amazing. That's amazing. I just hope that we can get when you, I mean, the whole entire business segments of Tesla, everything is looking pretty good except for the autos, right? But I mean, it won't matter once robotaxis get launched anyways, but I do hope, I mean, affordable models are coming out, which I do think, I want your thoughts on this. What do you think the affordable models are?
What I think it is versus what I want it is different. What I think it is going to be a smaller four-door, four-passenger vehicle, like a compact vehicle, maybe 25,000 to 27,500. Yeah, it's going to be smaller, more friendly, cheaper to build. That's the goal. It's not really about the size. It's all about manufacturing cost to me. So it's cheaper than Model Y, less feature, less performance, less comfort, but high production rate. But what I want is going to be a van. Yeah. I'm not sure I'm getting a van.
So you're saying a strip down of Model 3 and Y. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I mean, it was quite funny. Gary Black sold all his Tesla stock because of this reason. And I'm just like, why do you want them to make a dedicated, affordable model when it's not going to matter in 18 months? Why? I mean, why do you want Tesla to add more costs? Like,
this is exactly the same argument as Amazon as a bookstore, right? You're arguing. Basically, Gary Wack is arguing, why are you not staying as a bookstore? You need to sell more books. You need to sell more books from here to Mars. You should never talk about AWS and all the software delivery. Nothing, like, forget about it. It's all book here. The moment you talk about AWS, I'm selling the stock because I'm in here for books. But I mean, exactly the same argument with Tesla. We all know EV is just a stepping stone to other more important business venture with higher growth, higher technology need, not just EV, but more into sustainable future of energy, solar, a bunch of other autonomous and robotic. So those are the real thing. It's just there's always a stepping stone for this company, right? Just like Netflix. Netflix initially shipping out DVD. Imagine we need to ship more DVD, right? Nobody's.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me that he bought at I mean, again, I love Gary Black. His insight to Wall Street to us is very valuable. But he bought in 2021 at the peak, near the peak, or in the high 300s, and then he waited till now. He sells it right before a Robotaxi launch. I mean, you were there in the live spaces that I said that, hey, if Tesla roars, it's because of Gary Black selling, and Tesla tanked because of Gary Black buying. I love the guy, but oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, I know he doesn't believe the Robotaxi, the news and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, I guess if you don't believe it, I guess it's, but I don't know. For me, I believe it fully, but if you don't believe it, I guess that's a reason to sell. And not just Gary Black, all these other guys who are selling stock right before this great event. It's weird to me. It's really weird to me. It's just, I don't know, Jeremy coming back saying things that don't matter to Teslas, things like auto sales and Trump bad and current administration is bad and all this stuff. I think, and he regrets it big time. You can see it on X. He regrets it big time for selling because his stock went up 50% right after. And many others are selling because of fundamental reasons. Now again, as we mentioned in the spaces that we had, if they were traders, sure, we get it, great. But these guys are talking about something that's fundamental. But you're having robotaxis come out literally this month, the beginning of a new era. It make it make sense for me, Joseph, please.
Like, think about it. A lot of people really talk about investing. They never understand that investing actually means long-term investing, not just investing. When you talk about just selling and buying here and there within a month or so, you're trading. You're hoping for short-term price fluctuate so you can rip the short-term gain, which is like a slot machine. But us as investor are aiming for what will happen to the company 5 or 10 years. In my case, is 20 years down the road. So all these are really noise, like, Elon saying this, Elon saying that, this guy sell because of certain business venture, whatever product. We don't even, okay, to be honest, I don't even care about this immediate FSD product. What I'm buying is the engineering talent and hour and time for a long duration of time that will accumulatively grow to a exponential weight. So I don't have to worry about money at all, right? I'm not care about FSD in the short term. I'm care about FSD when it become a 20 million business, a 20 million vehicle out there driving every day with recurring revenue. I care about a robot when it become a 1 billion, robot out there doing real work with recurring revenue. Those are the scenario I'm shooting for. So in the meantime, all this talk about, will it go out more? Will it go down? Should I sell it now and buy back later? All these are just trader talk. It sounds fun and exciting, but in the long term, it has no meaning because right now, whatever they're doing, it takes time to play out. So if we're not willing to give time to play out, I don't consider them really investor. It's just trader.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But hey, if they sell because of the reasons, they have their own reasons and such. So, sheesh. So let's shift gears to your strategy because I know you do a lot of covered calls, sell puts, calls and all. So what are you doing with the amount of shares you got?
I tend to be greedy and sometimes sell some covered call when I feel safe to do so. Nowadays, I don't feel safe to do so because I don't know when Tesla will actually release FSD to the public any day now, right? Within this month. So I don't want to, lose out the opportunity by getting my call, getting a sign. So I stop all covered call and I don't sell puts and I just simply buy and hold for now until I feel like I know what the situation is after FSD's launch. Then I may resume, but not touching anything. Don't get greedy.
Don't get greedy. That's a good one. What is your price target for end of this year?
Between 450 to 500 end of this year.
500? I can see that. I can see that happening. Mine is 575. I'm pretty confident about that. But if things go extremely well from now until end of this year, that Tesla's going to come out and say, you can now pre-order the Cybercab. I believe that. And if that happens, I can see the stock roaring up to like $700 because this is something that no one is expecting to happen. And if the Optimus, I don't think the Optimus is going to have anything happen within, in this year, maybe within sometime in 2026. But if they come out and they say, hey, look, for Optimus, for factories, pilot production, you can order now. That's also a very, very big one. But I'm not too sure if they'll do that because they're getting it ready for generalized use. I can see Tesla just coming out and saying that, hey, if you want to buy an Optimus, anyone can order. Doesn't matter if you're a factory or not, or you know what I mean? I think that's my mind. My mind is going towards that now based on the things that I'm seeing what they're doing with the Optimus. But the Cybercab, I think that's a done deal because if they're going to be ramping up volume production next year, well, they got to sell it somehow. So why not get some pre-orders in before that?
Yeah, I think so. If Cybercab is going pre-order, 500, 600 is a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yep, and it's what, 25 grand, 30 grand. So hey, just put $1,000 deposit. That's all you need, $100 deposit.
I'll get one.
Watch all the orders come in. It's gonna be insane.
When you talk about 5,000 robot, in case they let us pre-order, like think about it. I don't think Tesla will train 5,000 robot in-house all by themselves, right? What are it takes a huge amount of space. I don't know. I don't understand how 5,000 robot will be used once they being produced. Are they gonna work with other partner? Are they work with external tester? Are they gonna start launching in different factory? I don't understand how they're gonna play out. So
Well, we're seeing like, for example, Kim Kardashian has a Tesla bot. So, and I have a feeling that Tesla literally gave them this bot to her, because I think she has this bot at her home doing things. I don't know what things, but doing things. I can see special types of customers that Tesla can give out for them to try,
like a pilot program, right?
like a pilot program. Yes. So this way, it's like, hey, if the robot goes nuts and strangles one person to death, at least it's one person, not a whole population. You know what I mean? So I think they'll start with that, and I think that the Optimus is more of a 2026, 2027 kind of thing. In my, why it looks like it. But the Cybercab is definitely something that I can see happening within the next 6 months easily. And I think that'll bring the stock up, to the 700s. If all goes well.
But don't forget what Jensen said. He also mentioned regarding the robot, right? Opportunity is right around the corner. Deploy into the real world relatively easily.
Yes.
First robot
volume scalability.
Yes. First robot to achieve high volume and scale is going to be Optimus. It's likely to be the next $1 trillion industry. Right? We all know the robot is being trained by videos only, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just had to operate a bunch of 15 minutes to get it done. No, you feed a bunch of cooking video.
From the internet.
From the internet. Right?
Crazy.
So basically, that's what you mean. Train it.
I mean, you can literally just, upload a video of those guys who do POVs on YouTube and give it to Optimus, and it'll learn. Like, that is mind-blowing to me. Which other robot company can do this? I know there's a lot more robotics company out there than Tesla making these humanoid robots, but which ones can they do that Tesla's doing? I think I don't know. Do you know a company? I think it starts with an F or something, or I don't know.
I can't figure it out. It out.
Exactly. Yeah, it's it's crazy. No, it's crazy. This is why I'm all in, and you're all in on Tesla stuff. Well, no, you have other stocks as well, but but majority of your investment is in Tesla. I mean, it's hard to, again, after what you see what Tesla's doing and what Jensen is praising, what the robots are doing, what the data is showing, what the AI world data that they have, and how they're moving forward, and what the world's going to look like. Betting against Tesla is going to be the most dumbest thing by end of this decade. We're going to look back and say that, why the heck did I even short this thing? This was the most dumbest thing ever.
I agree. I also picked up one interview with Elon back in July 28 last year. Yeah. The goal is to sell Optimus outside of Tesla by 2026, right? That was the goal. So he never talked about it since. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they are still working on it, because otherwise they're not going to aim for 5,000, right? Aiming for 5,000 means they're able to ramp up. They know it's a release candidate is possible for production, which is crazy. So we'll see. Next year, going to be interesting.
Yep. Exciting stuff. Sheesh. Man, I'm looking. If the stock goes below 300, I'm loading up the boat again. Right now, since it's been over 300, I haven't been buying. It's been holding out a little bit, but it's good because I get to accumulate some cash when it goes down to, like, for example, the Elon Politics, as we spoke earlier, that brought it down. Maybe that'll bring it down to 300. Maybe Robotaxi on June 12th, sell the news, that can bring it down to 300, so I can buy more stock. But at this point, for me, I view it as the 300s are the new 200s, in my opinion. And what I realized about Q1 earnings, and starting from Q4 earnings and Q1 earnings, I think they've both been a very bad miss, but the stock went up after. Like, that is a phenomenon that I've never seen before. Like, it's crazy to me. But It went up not because of the earnings. In fact, I remember this. If you look carefully, when they brought out the earnings, the stock stayed flat, even though it was a big miss. Like
Yeah.
it went down maybe 1% or whatever. It was all about the earnings call, what they're gonna do. Is the affordable model is coming? Yes, it's coming. Is the Robotaxi still on schedule? It's happening this month. Are other things coming in? Yes. So it's these things that they're looking forward towards. When they happen, I think it's gonna be seldom news because then it's okay. It's now happened. Now you gotta prove to us what the earnings are going to be.
Yeah.
But it's clear to me that the market doesn't care about auto sales anymore. They don't care about how many vehicles they sell. And those who do care about it are now selling it.
Right.
So that was one big takeaway from the past two earnings call. And I think the same thing is going to happen in this Q2 earnings report call as well.
Yeah.
Big time.
I think ever since 2019, this particular 1 year onward is the most exciting to me because right now, as a company, we don't have to worry about money. Like, we know it's a sustainable business. But as I mentioned earlier, if you just wait out until end of this year, energy itself is going to double in revenue. That is another layer of safety. And then next year, you know that Tesla is aiming to have FSD ramp up outside of more than one city. There's another safety. There's another margin of safety. And then later that year, later 2026, we talk about Optimus selling already. That's another level of revenue and safety. How many lines of safety you need to start believing that maybe this company is more than just a car company? I don't know, right? At some point, you have to take a leap of faith and say, okay, they're executing accurately, they're delivering, and maybe it's time to, hold on to your dear life for the ride.
Yeah. Again, I mean, someone, long-term investors, like the viewers who are watching, and you and I, we know this, right? We know this. It's just the 90% of people, 95% of other investors that want to see the numbers first, but then you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunity. Like, it's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. When the stock is down, for any stock, not just for Tesla, when it's down, and you look at the current circumstances and you don't look to see what they're doing, you're of course going to be disappointed, and you're going to hate the company even more when it 5 or 10x's in a few years from now, right? And I do think Tesla is a company that will 10x very quickly in a year once they realize that all these robots are going to be awakened. And this is the revenue and the profits they're going to generate. And not to mention, you mentioned about the FSD stuff. We're talking about Tesla is the only company that has FSD and unsupervised FSD soon in other continents.
Yeah, man. Maybe on another planet.
On the planet. Maybe planets soon.
Planet. Oh, yes. Moon and Mars.
So when you look at all these things, it's like, Tesla has a very strong foundation. They have put the foundation there strong. They're a company that is generating free of cash flow every single quarter. I mean, in Q1 earnings call report, I didn't think they're going to do they're going to have free of cash flow, but they had a free of cash flow, which was insane to me. BYD doesn't have free of cash flow. They don't. They don't have free of cash flow.
BYD, they have to hide it. Well, allegedly, okay, they have to hide the new car to write down as a used car so that they can, write it off the boat. And then people say, Leo, what about Leo? Well, Leo, have you looked at the cash burn on a monthly basis? Allegedly, right? Everything I say is allegedly. They may last 4 to 6 months unless they raise more cash. I don't know. Which company can actually build EV in a sustainable way, scale it up, and make good money out of it? How many companies can do it? One.
Yep. It's crazy to me that even after 2020 till now, there's still only one company that can do what it does. It's incredible to me. And they're about to unlock something that the world and other companies are not ready for. Like, it's something that is going to shock the entire system if you're not part of it. And I mean, I'm ready for that, but I really hope other companies can team up or do something, or I don't know, because it's going to be very scary.
Yeah, I want to give you an analogy. After this 20-something years of investing, I've seen it time and time happen again with growth company. It's like planting a tree, a fruit tree, like that bear fruit. You water it, you put fertilizer in it every single day. You come back, there's no result. Okay, I go put more water, put more fertilizer, no result. Year after year, there's no result. So you say, people like Gary Webb would say, forget about it. It's a waste of resources. I'm not going to invest in it. It doesn't bear fruit. What's the whole point of it? I'm selling. Bye. But then for people with long-term investing, they know the moment, even though you don't see the fruit or flower, underneath the root system is continue to grow stronger and wider and deeper.
Yep.
So the plant is actually growing. You just don't see the result yet. So it's all about consistency. It's all about conviction, knowing that you have to keep watering every single day. At some point, it's going to bear fruit. And by the time it does, now you have a strong conviction for your next plans or next investment. It happens to Netflix. It happens to Microsoft. It happens big time to Apple before the iPod. It happens to Amazon. It happens to all the Mac 7. All happens the same. Before they become a Mac 7, they all suffer through a long period of R&D, which appears to be like not making any move, no action. But they're building a foundation for the next wave, really.
Yeah. And Tesla, when you look at their balance sheet and how much cash they have, it's phenomenal. It's a very healthy company with $37 billion of cash just sitting there and counting. I mean, Q1, which is the worst quarter for Tesla, for all automakers. Well, Tesla's not an automaker, but in terms of like earnings for a company that sells 80% of the entire revenues from autos at the moment, it was a bad quarter for Q1. And they still came out with a free cash flow, thanks to energy, of course, and of course credits here and there. But at the same time, they're still increasing free of cash flow. They're still making money on each car that they sell, and they have a phenomenal balance sheet. The best way I can describe Tesla vehicles out there is the car is the toothbrush and the toothpaste is the software in the future. That's the best way I can, analogize it or, put a metaphor with it, right? So, sheesh, I'm ready. I'm
counting down the days. I can't wait.
Ooh, sheesh. Amazing. Thank you, Joseph, for coming on. This was an awesome podcast. Well, of course, we'll have you coming on more often. I just need to free up my space, my time a little bit more, so I can we can put it as a regular, regular podcast. So that'll be a lot of fun. Everyone, make sure you guys subscribe to him and follow him on X, link in the description. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you, guys.